how much that the G code.
We got the whole gang. We got Team Ness. We got Dempsey right here. This is his first podcast. Keep it real with the skills. And you know the deal.
With a Z, bro.
Z.
You a bar? You a bar, bro?
That's already played the sound.
Pay attention. All right, but today we're talking about hobby and personality and what separates somebody from becoming a hobby or being an actual person.
What does that mean, Malcolm?
And when people become what they do instead of being an actual multidimensional individual. Wow. What a world. Multidimensional. Word of the day.
It's like 5 syllables, man. That's crazy.
Jay Smith said it was 47.
That's it.
He's multidimensional being.
It's crazy.
Hey.
But
I guess I'll start off today. I'm the guy. Him for real.
We definitely have a script, y'all.
We don't. We don't got no script. We don't write.
we probably get to a script.
We're winging it.
Maybe.
All the time.
We may.
I'm about to say, I think we can use a script for structural reasons.
Yeah. We'll get it. Continue.
What I'm rocking with, as some people are just, they kind of want to be 2 or 3 dimensional in, okay, I'm a person, I go to work, and I like this, and that is it. Maybe they might add a 3rd dimension, they might get a girlfriend or a significant other, and that's it, and then that's it to be it. And it's like, all right, this is me, this is what I like, nothing else. But to be multi-dimensional, you're like, okay, I like this, I'll take a chop. I like this, I'll take a chop. Oh, I like this person, I'll add them into what I do. Oh, I also have a job. It's not me. The job isn't me, but I do this. Like some people are like, oh, well, you don't have a job, you have a career. Or I have a career, I don't just have a job. So it's different. I'm like, no, it's the same. You still work for somebody unless your job and hobby is one and the same. You're like, okay, I'm more passionate, but you don't become what you do. So it's more on that type of timing.
Could you give them
Things of that nature.
Could you give them like some examples of people or a group of people that makes a hobby or something they do their whole entire thing? Could you give them
The most like example that I could give as some members of the anime community. Hey, bro. Some of us, I can't even say.
We gotta have that Crunchyroll sponsorship, okay?
I can say some of us, because I'm part of the community too. Instead of saying, hey, this is something I like to watch sometimes. It does take a good amount of my time, but it's not me. So I have to work on other parts of my personality.
Yeah.
So it's not consuming me. I have other things I have to do or like to do. Some people are like, oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do this. This is all I'm gonna do. Not gonna work on my fashion, not gonna work on my looks, not gonna work on my people skills, not gonna work on nothing else but what I know of fictional verses. And once again, when you start crunching numbers for fictional people,
Oh my God.
Say that shit.
when you start crunching numbers for shit that's not real, when you should be crunching money numbers, crunch the numbers, and you like, man, I'm not doing it. You eat ramen every night, and you talk about not common numbers, or Goku beats. Then you are living a two-dimensional life.
okay. So let me back.
Let me give an example of a person doing it well.
Oh God.
I've seen and know people, once again, my brother, my twin brother, he loves Dragon Ball. But guess what? It inspired him to do. Lift weights, get in shape. He is very fit. Currently benches more than he weighs. And I'm like, yo, that's nice. We used to play Yu-Gi-Oh together. Never stopped him from getting women. Never stopped him from enjoying life. We treat.
You 10 right
And that's why when people are like, yo, I don't understand, I'm like, bro, it's not what you like. It's how you treat what you like and how you treat other people that don't like exactly what you like. So it's like, yo, like I'm old enough to remember when I made stuff was popular.
Yeah,
But
they
I-
shit DVDs.
But when you see other niggas who like it or like the genre, see other people finally liking the genre, then they hate everybody that came in later. I'm like, it don't matter. I don't like some of the new stuff too, but that ain't for me. It's just they didn't make it when we in line. I know it.
Oh yeah, that could be a whole different.
But yeah. But since I didn't make it my personality, and everybody here didn't make it their personality liking the genre, I don't take it to heart when creators don't make stuff when we in line. Just like most of everybody here, just like, yo, they didn't make that for me. It's just like fighting games. Some fighting games are not for me. They didn't make it when we in line. They got a new target audience. That's fine. I've aged out of the demographic they're shooting for. That's all it is.
No, bro, no. Let's throw some shots here, bro. You got darn black, freaking 30 plus, late.
You started with a black one.
Boy,
Black. That's how you go.
Crispy, crunchy.
I'm going there. I'm going there because I'm black. So I don't give a freak how this sounds.
Oh, yeah.
I'm black, so I'm saying this.
Yeah.
I am sick of hearing so many people holding chips on their shoulder because they weren't able to smash middle schoolers back in middle school because they knew all the Yu-Gi-Oh characters' names. I am sick of it. I am sick of it.
What about alternate black magician girl?
Yeah, bro.
Alternate language shit.
I am sick of these dudes holding the chips. That's why I think a lot of these freaking adults,
gatekeepers.
yeah, and stuff like it starts from back then. Like, bro, I was into anime, like what, high school. That's when I knew what anime was or whatever like that. Honestly, where I lived at, that wasn't a popular demographic. I'm not finna blame the whole entire world for that. I'm just sorry. I'm not on that train. I'm not finna blame the whole entire world. I'm not finna blame all black women because I think they didn't like me because I like anime.
But they like.
But they like it was football. No, they didn't like them because they had bad take lines, they didn't shower.
It could have been that. It's because they like thugs and hooligans. Oh yeah,
Tyrone.
Tyrone.
It could have been that it could have been that they presented themselves in a more attractive manner too, and also they could have been a part of what was kind of socially acceptable. So when I hear a bunch of people crying about how they want to gatekeep now, I'm just like, oh, you just mad because you didn't get butt off like anime. That's why I look at it as. I could be wrong, but I'm ignorant enough just to live with being wrong about that. I'm just gonna be like, hey, I think you holding your chip on your shoulder from high school, you're just mad that you wasn't able to get butt.
You can't
Hey, real talk, this is a whole different episode. This made me think about something though. When women would do whatever just to get with you.
Wait, what?
No, when women would do whatever just like, try to get with you.
So they be really into like.
So I put on blue pants.
Bro, no.
Hey, my nigga, is that personal?
No, I'm gonna tell you, bro. You know how this is like a personal. Do you know how intimate you have to be to listen to Jay Electronica and MF Doom?
Jesus Christ.
I mean,
Like, come on, don't nobody listen to
Just
that.
see what you might.
I think that's cute.
I think that's
You know what?
At the beginning.
No. I was about to say, I used to be one of those dudes. And the reason why I'm so hard on the people I was just shooting at, the demographic I was shooting at, because I could have easily been like one of them.
Oh yeah.
I could have easily, if it wasn't me, if it wasn't for, Grace, thank you. If it wasn't for me being able to be, like, evaluate myself, I could have ended up pathetic like that. Because I think it's just really weird to have a whole bunch of people trying to gatekeep. Definitely, I just gotta say it, definitely black women from a medium just because you weren't popular for said medium. Because you honestly believe that you liking said medium is the only thing that kept you from being popular. You honestly, and it makes sense for you to believe that during it. It makes sense for you to believe that a couple years after it.
Right, but 10 years.
But 10 years, you didn't know your character arc hasn't even started. You love anime so much, but you probably like Goku, don't you? You probably like Goku. You don't like no character development, do you? You like progressive character development, don't you? Thank you.
What is with these soundbites?
Yeah, bro.
Thank you.
Shots.
I'm doing them. I'm doing them.
Yeah.
I'm doing them. And I hope they feel offended.
I don't
Because I could have been just like
The weird thing is, I don't believe in holding a general demographic at fault for stuff. I hold individuals at fault. So if you fuck me over,
No, you do.
yeah. If you fuck me over in any general fashion, I'm holding it against you,
Bro,
But I'm not gonna be malicious.
No,
about
it's not leaning on what I'm just saying.
most people blame the whole demographic.
Yeah,
It's like, bro, it's like when black dudes get rejected by black women, like fucking out to a white girl, or I'm getting a girl, or
Which is why.
Still say what's wrong with that.
It was like you. I don't know.
no, was that hard?
It wasn't hard. It was, yeah.
but
I want something better than that. We can pass.
I mean, for one, I'm working on what I got here.
We got it.
But see, these ain't ones like
We need his
it's
turn.
revenge. The success, brother.
I mean, I even think that's why. All self-development.
Oh God, everyone's gonna
My thing is, I don't like
I swear to God.
people.
Are you talking about the
So,
Oh God.
if that's what I will be successful, then I will be successful.
I get that, but at the end of the day, any growth I'm trying to have is for freedom's sake.
It's not for trying to malicious.
Bro,
You trying to self-actualize.
No,
Well, yeah.
bro, if I'm getting money, it's for me.
Right.
I don't want niggas to say that when I say
I
that.
want every human that doubt me to revel in I'm winning.
No, I mean that's a.
I wake up every day like, I hope they
Me
see
personally, I would like to have some actualization for me, but a lot of people need that motivation.
I wake up.
No, me personally, I don't care about other people. I don't care about what other people think about me.
Facts.
It's
I
like,
don't even know if I got haters. I just want them. I want them over there. I say, yo, you see this? I'm winning.
This is the most light skin you've ever seen.
Ever.
I just want to let you know.
Bro,
This is the most light skin you've ever seen.
Anyway.
hey, bro, you ain't got hit in pop.
I wouldn't
Keep
know.
it in the
Matter of fact, scratch that. I wouldn't know.
He's my hater. He's my op.
So, not even you. Not even you. That's bro, that's Timmy, bro.
And I ain't
Who's the op?
fucking. And I ain't fucking.
But no, it was like, bro, apparently, like, I had, when I rap, past tense. Yeah, past tense. When I rap, apparently, like, I had people talking down to me saying, like, hey, don't book this nigga for a show.
That's wild.
Well, it really
That's
is.
really
I was like, bro, you
good.
mad I rap
My
better?
man was pushing positivity.
It's like, bro, you mad I rap better than you?
That's wild.
You mad I got bars and you don't? You mad I don't rap over my vocals?
You let that stop you?
You mad I can actually put on a show?
You let that stop you?
Nah, nigga, my depression is stopping me from rapping right now.
You could beat that motherfucker ass too.
Hey, you know what?
I think we should all jump his depression.
Bro, no,
Wow,
Hey, bro, I'm beating my depression in the gym.
That's
so
a
it's all good.
That's
It's
a
all
good group exhibition
I'm
right
about,
there.
I'm about to start making gym time. I'm about to start making gym content.
Since I'm
I'm
on
gonna
here,
be
you know,
influencer.
I'm gonna throw in my 2 cents.
Okay.
I don't know about this hating other people with malicious. I don't give a fuck about none of that. But letting something consume your life, it definitely happened to me. I'm gonna be keep it real, bro. Video game, fucking gaining weight and all this fucking anime definitely consumed my life at one point. I remember I used to wake up day and night watching nothing but anime, Bleach, Naruto, Family Guy, Futurama. I know it's not all anime.
No, we
Yeah,
fucking.
but it's like, I mean, like, just shows after shows. I did it for like 2 years straight. And I was like, bro, I got to point out, like, I got to stop doing this shit. It, like, literally drained my life.
Do you think people could tell that about you just looking at you? That you're into that stuff?
Oh, probably if you hear me talk long enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
But, like, he mentioned a show. Yeah, I'm going to know the show. I reference
But-
Adventure Time all the time. All the time.
Yeah,
I
but that's like you
reference-
just having an Adventure Time shirt, or
I
you
do
just
have
always.
an Adventure Time shirt.
No, I get they're saying, but the thing is, I think they're still saying like you will still
No,
be
I
like
get
a
what- I-
regular ass person who also just likes stuff.
What I'm saying is when a person can disagree with you over literally a medium and embrace of a friendship, I think that it consumes them a bit too much. That's what I'm saying.
Facts.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Don't be a fact.
It's nothing really mad tangible. It's not like you found out they was into some effed up stuff that you just can't stand for on an integral level. It's literally like if I hated Dragon Ball Z so much that I couldn't be friends with Shaq.
Yeah.
that would be trash.
It would be trash.
I get
That would
that.
be trash.
See, that's a different spin. But when I hear the word consume, I literally mean, to me,
That's
it
your
means
whole life.
it
Right,
takes
right,
over
right.
literally your whole life,
Yeah.
which has happened to me. I
Yeah.
would definitely willingly admit.
Yeah. When Malcolm was saying is consumed, he was talking about consuming their personality. That's the only that's the way they represent themselves. That's how they present
Some
themselves.
people.
What I mean represent themselves is like if you ask them what are some of their characteristics about themselves, they're naming anime they like. Not an actual characteristic about themselves.
I get you.
Hey,
Not an actual,
I mean, but like how Michael said about people skills, I crafted my people skills. I used to be nervous and shy all the time. When I say I crafted the hell out of my people skills, people give me compliments on how I talk to people. They're like, how do you do it? I said, bro, I've been working on this shit for 10 years.
I remember when you came to you came to my house to ask me something, and you was like, bro, I don't know how I'm supposed to do it, and you were like, I don't know how you do that. I was like, yo, I just compartmentalize everything. So he was like, I don't know if it can work like that for me, but I'm gonna try. And then you was like, oh, you know what? I'm just going like restart everything. So you started cutting shit out. You started changing up shit. And I was like, oh, he really is trying to work on everything. He was like, oh, I'm gonna go talk to some people. And I was like, I like to see that.
hey,
Now, if only we could get you to not fold yourself.
Yeah, well, that would be nice.
Every time you see a female, that you
Compartmentalize
can
that part.
I'm a great human pretender. So I talk to people a lot. It's
Yeah, that's a
just not
skinwalker.
but nah, it's
I'm like,
No, I'm gonna play devil's advocate and say that it's consuming so much of their personality or whatever like that because you know what I mean, like they're going through something or whatever like that.
Yeah, well,
Maybe because of you know what I mean, the rejection they feel or the depression or whatever like that.
Yeah.
Then that's what worms its way in and then gets to the point where that just becomes you know what I mean, like just part and parcel all of them. I would still say like, hey, look, at some point you gotta like get over that to a certain extent.
Yeah, it's like instead of like building a framework from the anime, they fill the hole with the anime. Like I love main characters. I love them to death. I was like, oh, I like the way main characters are built. So I fashioned myself as the main character. What do main characters have? Nice clothes.
Flamboyancy.
Out of everything for you to choose to eat near a mic,
Out
out of everything you chose to eat,
They're gonna pick up every every single
go on,
thing,
bro. I just could because he's in the back trying to like
No, the fact that
quietly
he
unfurl.
No. The fact that he snuck over there.
Snuck over there.
Snuck back.
He did it. I saw him.
Right.
Well, I mean, the people that like he made sure to not touch the camera.
Had to like go under the table, and I just see him in the background quietly
Just-
unfurling.
I get
No,
it.
trying to quiet.
I was saying, I get what you mean to a certain extent. Like let's say like you watch, you Zexo specifically. You go watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexo. I know we were talking about bashing Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
Fuck it, I play Yu-Gi-Oh! So y'all know fuck.
I love it.
I play
Anyway.
well, so.
If you watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexo, you definitely know what the main character is. Off
From
rip.
the hair, bro.
Rip.
hair.
It's
from
the
hair.
it's
Really is
the-
the hair.
The hair, the outfit, the
Charismatic. Somehow this man unknowingly is charismatic.
Yeah, I have less of an issue because I can understand how anybody can lose themselves in anything they're like coping with, or anything like they're related to music, sports, anything. Working out. I mean, I hate to say it, but I don't hate to say it, but like
No, that
you
could
know,
be
Sometimes it becomes a crutch instead of what it's supposed to
sometimes
be.
the gym can be a personality for a person.
Yeah.
So
Bro,
I
a
have.
lot of-
You talking about Gym Bros?
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's literally what they call them.
No, a lot of things are personality. Some people base their entire personality on being a mother. Some people base their entire personality on just working. Like I work. It's like no, I work. Some people base their entire personality. grind, like bro, grind,
I'm like, bro,
money,
I'm like,
whatever.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
So it's plenty
I
of
have-
things to
I
go
have-
I would
into.
say, bro, that's my whole thing. Is like you don't have anything outside of that. Like,
yeah, no,
niggas-
my personal thing from
Yeah.
it is I can be empathetic towards that when it becomes when it becomes unhealthy. Well, not just
Toxic.
that. Yeah, when it becomes mad toxic, that's when I have an
Super
issue. With it.
toxic.
When
Or
it,
cringy.
when it starts spilling
Oh, yeah,
over onto
cringy,
other
yeah.
people,
Or
that's
cringy.
when I. That's why I said what I said about a lot of black nerdy dudes. You know what I'm saying? That grew up and felt mad rejected. I'm not hating on them for mad rejected. I understand that. I'm talking about those particular black nerdy dudes that just sit there and hold the world on a freaking Jabba the Hutt chain like they're owed something.
Bro, it's because they try to go Super Saiyan in the lunchroom, and that's
I ain't talking about
I
Naruto.
mean, because
running
they
down the
Sonic
hall.
run down, and all
yeah. I
Sonic.
wasn't.
Sonic.
Don't you ever disrespect
No, I was
Sonic
like,
ever in your life?
I've never. I ain't gonna lie. I've heard Naruto.
No,
one.
but
You know
Sonic
why?
did it first.
But Sonic did it first.
Sonic
That's-
did it first.
I'm gonna
Sonic
let
did
y'all
it
know here.
first.
Sonic did it
Sonic
first.
did it first.
Don't disrespect Sonic, bro.
Sonic did
Sonic did it
arms
first.
around the
Oh,
back.
hold on. How would you know, Shaq? yeah.
Nigga, I'm probably one of the biggest nerds in this motherfucker. Nigga, look at my
I'm
shirt.
about to say, bro, there's nothing wrong.
What the fuck is you talking
I
about?
don't even
I mean,
consider.
I have a no
After,
face.
after seeing
I have
some
no
of these
face
communities,
paint.
like,
Yeah,
I-
you fucking
I'm
hype,
gonna let you
bitch.
know this shirt is designed.
What you mean?
Based on
Nigga, your first ain't fucking Supreme.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
oh yeah, you're a hype beast.
Oh, you one of those?
Oh, this nigga out.
Hype beast.
Expose this.
You one of those niggas?
Supreme with
Hey,
with the
hit him with a sound effect.
Supreme.
Hey,
Nigga, I did it because my shoes was red, and you know.
Hey,
Oh,
and
you
you
one
got
of
the gold
those
cross.
niggas.
And you got the gold cross with a Letterman.
Anyway,
You have a Letterman jacket on in the
Jerry.
summer. And it's in the summer.
Bro, it was
With your
99. Bro,
sleeves
it was
rolled up.
98 today.
With the
I
sleeve
know,
rolled
but
up.
it's like a light wind. It's not a real.
Why do you have, bro? It's hot.
I'm about to say, I mean, you look good.
Thank you.
You look good, but we gonna call you out. though.
I'm with you, man.
See,
Right? Yeah, where's it? He's got a whole suit. Yeah. Why are we
you
talking
dealing
about
coke
me?
before you walked in? Be quiet.
I wasn't dealing coke. I was just well dressed.
That nigga, what? That you were on Vice City.
Yeah, right, you dealing coke, bro.
Like, hey, bro. Sometimes you just leave the house.
He said this whole
Looking at
town's.
napkins.
but my
This
shirt is
whole time.
designed off of Steven Universe. So like I said,
I'm about to
like
say-
the anime and cartoons.
Bro, it's
I wear this shit.
It's nothing
Y'all
wrong.
probably y'all didn't even notice it.
Well,
But I noticed it.
Well, I'm saying, I
I was
have no
like,
issue with that. I have no issue with that. Because
Yeah.
I would be a hypocrite to have an issue with that
Yeah.
type of stuff. Once again, the stuff that I talk about is just like a person living in delusion and blaming the world for certain things.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking
It's
about.
easier. It's easier to blame the
I
world.
mean, it is.
Bro.
It is. But if you're going to blame the world to yourself. I shouldn't have to hear
No,
it.
but the thing
No,
is,
that's too easy.
the anime
That's too
niggas
easy.
is the same niggas that played a nice guy card. It's like, damn, women didn't like me because I was too nice.
I agree.
It's,
Facts.
and it's so, and the reason why I harp on that type of stuff, because it's easy to fall into that.
I think a lot of
It's
younger
easy.
men
The loop,
could.
bro.
Yeah, it's really easy.
And the thing about liking stuff that isn't quote unquote mainstream is if you're cool enough, you'll make it cool. That's what I knew from hanging around
On me?
everybody cool.
Wait,
So,
Malcolm.
if you're-
Actually, let me alter your statement.
If you're cool,
If you're
enough-
cool enough, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It really don't.
It doesn't.
like when we were in high school, people knew what. And like, bro, sometimes we skip school and play Yu-Gi-Oh. They're like, man, y'all play Yu-Gi-Oh? Hell yeah! But guess what? We got all the cool gear. I'm like, bro. Well, I'm like, what can you take away from it? We're doing all the cool shit.
I'm
but
gonna
we
expose
make
you, bro. Back in high school, you were definitely consumed by the money. You was
the
throwing,
money.
you were throwing stacks at motherfuckers left
The-
and
the
right.
money
that was his-
the money was
I like, bitch, get out my face.
I was like, in high school,
Slapping
I
niggas
was
with
the
money.
nigga with the Coochie jeans.
Yeah.
I had the money in my pocket, but I still did nerdy shit. I was still an artist. I was like, yo, that's just what it was. I was like, okay, I went to game for real.
Oh.
We out here for real, but
Hey.
we doing
Hey,
it.
check out this. Oh, we about to plug his hey, check
I
out his
already-
play Patreon, bro. Check it out, man. He
Right,
draws.
Why y'all keep
And
plugging
sometimes
something?
releases music, but you'll never know when.
But no, Malcolm, really though, that just speaks to, like you said, being a multi-dimensional. You know, having a
I
multi-dimensional
was like, bro, that's
personality.
the thing. It's like Jared, Malcolm, Seth.
He forgot my name.
I did. For 2 seconds.
Jerry,
I'm gonna call him out for it.
Like that
nigga.
Like that
Nigga,
That
boom.
The nigga I
Cool.
The nigga I
Not, not cool.
Bro,
He the ops for real.
anyway, bro, y'all know my best friend. We signed a grant through hallways. But that nigga was the drum major.
Oh, yeah.
Mike,
That nigga was the drum major.
Yeah.
Like me and him, like I was homeboys with the captain of the football team. We hooped together.
Yeah.
I knew majority of the niggas, but guess what we did? We still talked about Dragon Ball Z. We talked about Naruto. talking about Inuyasha.
It's hard to not talk about that.
Exactly, bro.
Especially when you wake up
Like
in the morning and it's
Yeah,
bro,
it's bro, you waking up at 4 a.m. You seeing Inuyasha.
Yeah.
It's
always the same.
People always act like oh man, other people's childhood just didn't exist. I'm like, no, yours just never ended.
I was like, bro, that's
Oh,
the thing.
that's-
You are still
That's
living.
what you're getting at.
Yeah,
Okay,
bro,
okay.
yours-
Bro, you are
yours-
still living in that, like, damn.
I'm like, bro, you just gotta
Why ain't
act
nobody like
like you're around other people that are your age, not like you're like, okay, man, we're gonna talk about anime or cartoons or whatever, and then you just never change the subject.
So you remember? So are you referencing these furry people?
No.
Whoa,
I'm just wondering because you
That's
turn
entirely different.
you turn into your own. You turn into the character that you.
No, that's
Oh,
having
you
your
are
own
stupid.
reality.
No,
No.
That's something.
I think what Malcolm's talking
This
about is
nigga.
more or less like
Yeah, like when people
you
like,
remember how we used to compare shit as kids?
Yeah.
Because there's obviously a difference between us talking about anime right now, talking about the plots, the stories, all the things that you can relate to as a grown as adult. Versus
but
like,
imagine if-
hey, is that nigga stronger than Goku? That nigga ain't stronger than Goku. Goku went Super Saiyan Mega Ultra Supersonic.
Bro, you got niggas 30 years old still doing that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what he's speaking on.
And
Oh,
then-
that's what he's speaking of. Goku go bird, bro.
and but it's fine if you only do that now and then.
Yeah.
But you got
And,
other.
but you never
if you
change
got
the
the
subject. Imagine if we met up every week and that is what we did. Just every week we sat in here and debated from
Oh,
Hey, be like,
protagonist
hey,
to protagonist.
hey guys, you want me to tell you who's stronger than
Oh,
Goku?
God, you know what?
You call,
I'll tell you.
Existential, like,
be like,
just-
hey, yo, man, can Goku beat Saitama? What if we added Gojo to the list? I'm like, does it even matter? If I called you and was like, yo, every week,
Every week.
that's all we're gonna talk about. I know you're living life trying to get money and you're trying to put yourself in a better place in life. And all I call and talk to you about is bullshit that don't matter. It makes people not want to talk to you.
Hey, y'all know.
No, I would call you out.
Yeah, you be
You
like,
know
what
I'm
the
gonna
fuck?
Malcolm.
You be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, that would literally be my
What the
exact
fuck are you
words.
talking about?
Off rip, bro.
I'm like, bro, like, yeah, you call and be like, hey, man, hop on the game. Man, what about that anime? I'm like, what do you mean? We were just talking about running sets, and you talking about anime that I haven't even seen, or the same anime we've all seen?
Can you
I
believe
know
the
you
nigga-
watch this shit.
Can you believe the nigga said Sage Mode Naruto could beat the brakes off of?
Come on, can you reform Naruto? Bro, come on, you know he
Wait,
could be
and
going
it's not the knowledge that makes it cringy, or even the passion that goes behind it. But like you said, it's the every. I think the part that kills me is that don't get into the whole thing of like the main character of like, if only they actually knew my real power level, then they'll be sorry, then they'll see.
That's
And it's
the
like no
crazy
one
part.
cares.
Talking about if only I
No,
guessed
seriously.
everything right, I would beat you.
You know what,
I
man?
was-
If
I
only
was-
all the ladies just knew just how much it. Like,
Yeah.
stop,
That's-
just stop.
With the wild shit, the wild
That's
shit.
not a harem.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, harems.
It's
Harems
not a
are just
harem.
power fantasies with women. That's
Yeah,
how they
yeah.
power scale. You power scale with the amount of women that's happening.
Yeah.
So you power scale with your dick?
No, the
Yeah,
cra-
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
no, harem because they never, unless it's a
They
certain
never
type of, they don't choose or they don't fuck.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know why you would have 6 that you're just like, oh man, she invited me over to her house.
love
And
Well, I
And so-
feel we did just have a whole
we did just
episode.
have a fumbling, so you know
Stop
what? Maybe
fumbling.
we actually.
Oh no, not the fumbling.
Oh,
so
oh,
it's
oh,
not the rumbling, it's the fumbling.
The greatest fumble
But
ever
The,
told.
fumble, the greatest fumble.
Brother, but the crazy part is if you look at somebody like, well, they kind of, I'm like, I've seen so much anime in my life, I don't even remember every series that I've watched.
Facts.
Right.
So a Nick, like you could, but looking at me, you can't tell. Some people you be like,
Oh,
Oh, I know.
definitely.
I mean, and once again, hold up.
and even
Let's
Well,
and
before that-
even if that
before
was the
Jackie
case,
did
if you
cut
looked
off.
at them,
what?
I'm not even like because it seems like I don't want to step on the like.
Yeah.
There are people that do it for a living.
yeah,
Yeah.
People that cosplay, people that content create.
Yeah.
We're not
They have-
speaking on those
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
They're actually
They-
doing something
they're-
for themselves.
And if it's in the space you're in and you're doing it not obnoxiously,
Yeah.
then that's just like, oh, this is my job. So just like if somebody asks me what do you do in low voltage? I can go on for hours about what I do in low voltage. But if somebody asks me about anime and I bring up low voltage shit,
then I would be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? That's like if somebody was like, hey man, how you doing in life? It's like, man, you seen that new One Piece? I'm like, what? I asked you personally how you was doing. Did you bring up One Piece?
Nigga, they smoking on Big Mom.
Oh, they smoking on Big Mom pack, bro. Then I gotta follow you into that conversation.
Hey, pursue the happiness.
Yeah.
I mean, not even just anime, but you know, when people
In general.
when people get really, really, really angry about certain people not being real Marvel fans because you didn't like read the the comics,
Or real Kendrick
But
fans
the
because you
movie
never
re-
looked at
or real Kendrick because
you never listened to the OD.
Or real football fans because you don't know who's actually winning in the division at this point in
Or
time.
real basketball fans.
yeah.
I said, bro, I couldn't tell you who's playing what. I know like 7 players in the league right now. But
I'm pretty sure if
somebody
you watch a
brought it up
game
to
though,
me-
you know what's going on.
Yeah, I know what's going on, but if somebody brought it up to me and talked to me about the game, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But every time I talk, only time it gets bad is they bring it up every time, and if I say, oh, well, I don't know that, then they get mad at me.
How do you
And be like, how the fuck you don't know about basketball? You black. I'm like, all black people like
That's a lot.
basketball.
Or they take your man card.
Right, the main card. I've seen.
Hey, you must be watching some cartoon shits, bro.
I
That's
think, bro,
what
the
you doing.
only time I watch football is during the fucking playoffs.
Let's keep it
Super Bowl.
let's keep it a bean. There are certain personalities or whatever that are more socially accepted.
Yeah.
The
Which-
football guy, the grind guy.
which revolves the door back to those dudes that I was just talking about.
Yeah.
Because the same thing that they claim to experience in high school from everybody, they get to their adult life and they feel like they experienced that then. Because they're like, oh, this guy who wear Falcons all over,
Right.
Falcons car, Falcons rims, Falcons
Oh,
underwear.
but unfortunately, that nigga look just as lame as.
Yeah, he
does.
That's the
He
nice-
does.
Yeah.
But they don't see
the,
that.
The black nerd don't see that.
I don't see how not.
They don't
Because
see
we
that.
all know that nigga's just as lame as y'all were.
Bro, first of all, that man is delusional.
Yeah, for a Falcon.
For a
Jesus.
Falcons, man.
Goddamn.
That man is delusional.
Wait, bro, we ain't finna sit here.
Bro, I'm from the South. I've watched the Falcons.
Look, we know the curse is real, but we not finna sit here and dog the
every
Falcons.
season,
bro.
bro.
What was
only
that shit?
good-
21-3.
Bro, the only good Georgia team is, matter of fact,
Bulldogs.
the
The
Bulldogs
Braves
and the
were
Braves.
too. They were too.
Bulldogs and the Braves.
What was your question?
Hold on, Steph said he had a question.
My bad.
Yeah. Would y'all consider the people that do the same thing with just Jordans, like in the same division?
Bro, anytime
Bro,
you
I would
take
say
any,
anytime you
take
hone in on
anything.
one singular thing,
yes. That's
you
annoying.
make that your
That's
whole
annoying.
personality. Like, yes, that's annoying.
So if you a sneakerhead,
Like,
And
for
all you
example,
talking about?
the only thing that was in this apartment right now was just from one thing. Y'all might look at me crazy.
yeah, if it was just a whole
I
bunch
probably
of
would.
Hey, I'll give you a better one. 420 niggas. That
Yeah.
lead is
Yeah,
their
I'm saying niggas that they
whole.
read their whole personality.
That's just it.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
just
gonna give y'all one
what
even
they
better,
do.
nigga. Sexual deviance. Niggas that can literally
Yo,
only talk about sex, bro.
Let's not even go there.
Oh no, we not. Hey, stop. Don't even.
No,
I just want to put that on surface level. That's just surface. But they get put
I
into.
know you read into it because you done tell me like niggas just ask you randomly. I'm like, bitch, I didn't bring that up. Why would you even ask me that? That's not a person. That's not a question
like,
discussing.
bro,
It's like,
dog,
it's like,
that is
it's
wild.
something like, oh yeah, how you doing? Oh yeah, man, you know, I'm in school and this, that, and that. And what about bitches? The fuck?
What
You asked me.
about
All I'm doing, I answered your question, and you changed it. You changed it to what you wanted to hear.
So what about it? Bitch?
Bro, that's crazy. That's like if I walk in and like, hey yo, it's like, what's up, Shaq? What's up, Phil? Steph, Malcolm,
Celine.
Jared, Al. Like, you fun today?
Hey,
Got that big wet.
you know you gotta
But-
get them balls, right?
No, you gotta get weirder. It can't be vanilla or you disappointed.
Hey, bro.
If it's vanilla, you disappointed.
I feel like they only bring that up just so they can. You get your dick wet? I did though.
I
You knew I count
No,
myself.
they don't even. It has been a thing. You don't even have to, and don't let them find out you ain't got none. They gonna be like, oh man, we gotta get you some. I'm like, nigga, what? Yeah, man, we gotta get
Oh,
you.
talking
in the
about how
mix.
concerned they be about your dick.
I'm like, nigga, why you so concerned about what I'm doing with my dick? Maybe I don't want you to know. Maybe I'm fucking your bitch. I don't want to. I'm like, I don't want no part of that.
Is that why?
You
bring
niggas, bro, they be overly concerned. I'm like, bro, I didn't offer you that. They old niggas that ain't got no reason to be asking you. I'm like, bro, what? We at work. Let's talk about work. You supposed to be passing down knowledge to me, and you talking about my dick.
Or even better, let's talk
You know,
about how
that's-
we can get off work quicker.
They
That's
never
my favorite conversation.
Hey,
That's my favorite conversation.
At work, we trying to get it done and get it out. That's why I like the job I got now. We getting out. We not talking about the conquest.
Hey, bro, let's get done quicker, bro.
Hey.
The conquest game.
Oh man, you married already? Oh, young blood. Oh, don't do that.
That
man.
ruined your life.
You
man.
done ruined your. Oh, you had another
Bro,
good 10
y'all don't
years.
understand how many times I've heard that shit.
Oh, I know you have.
I'm
Shit,
sure.
man, you out the
I've
game.
heard that shit.
Oh, you how old? 21. Oh
Crazy.
God.
You
I know what I was doing.
Married?
You looked at me because you like, nigga, yeah, man, I knew what I was doing when I was that age, bro. Maybe I should have been like you for real.
So what do y'all think it's from?
Bro, the most backhanded compliment.
Hey.
What?
Then you know good and well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What do you think it stemmed from?
Struggle Olympics. It's always going back to the struggle
I don't
Olympics.
even think it's that.
I believe it is.
No, it's literally what Malcolm said. Those are people who don't have a
Yeah, like
multi-dimensional
we don't have
personality.
no.
Okay,
It's when they zero
besides
in.
that,
Obviously, they are multidimensional.
And they're trying to
because-
relate with you.
No, what reason why I said that I believe they are because they're humans.
Yeah.
They don't answer everything. Like prime example, if they're broke, they don't say, "Let me get my dick wet." If they're hungry, they don't say, "Let me get my dick wet." If their mom died, they don't say, "Let me get my dick wet."
Jared.
Hey, I mean,
Those niggas exist.
No, I'm just saying.
But I know what you're
I
saying.
think I'll get what I'm trying to say. Like, obviously, they have to be multidimensional because that one thing can't solve a plethora of issues that exist in that.
I mean, I'm sorry.
right.
And you are correct. I'm not saying you're wrong.
Yeah.
I do know niggas that if they ain't got something lined up for the night, oh, they losing it right now. Bro.
No, that's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, if they were starving,
Right, they wouldn't.
them having sex would not stop starvation.
You mean find a homosexual bitch
Hey, bro, nigga, dick.
so they can get their meals
Homosexual.
and a place to lay?
No, you still not hearing me.
What
bro.
about the men that actually go out and have sex with a woman just so they can
Just so they
for
can-
the night?
That's what I'm literally. That's a
I,
homosexual.
I very I know that happened, but once
Yo,
again,
that bitch got a house? She got a house of fruit snacks. Hey, let me go fuck that bitch.
No, I know not
The
to not
fact-
be funny and be like, well,
No,
there
no.
are some niggas that like if they're sad, their
I'm not
first thing is to
saying
go
that they
sex.
don't think about it, but what I'm saying
Right.
is they can't answer every situation
Right.
with that said personality.
I
Believe it or not,
It's-
sorry.
I
Believe it or
mean,
not,
once again,
they
them
can
not
answer.
trying. No, once
It
again,
might not be the correct answer. but
once
they
again,
can
even
answer
if
it
they
like that.
try to do it, that still doesn't alleviate the fact that that still might not be literally might alleviate the issue that they're in. So there has to be another dimension to them. There has to be another
Well, yeah,
something,
just by-
another
yeah,
form
they'll
of
be
thinking.
By default, yeah, of
So
course.
By
so that's what I'm saying. That's my question
It
is
could be
like,
just humanity, sex, and manipulation.
Yeah.
They could, because you have to be a master manipulator sometimes.
You know, that kind of goes into the topic.
Which that shit, like, to manipulate people, you have to have a very flexible personality.
what I'm
in
saying
general?
is I'm interested in knowing
What causes a person?
what causes a person to lean into being one dimensional when they're clearly when
I literally have an answer to
When
that.
you
Which
get
is-
success in an area,
No.
that
The
they are
thing,
multidimensional.
the thing is, all right. So as we all know, we're all humans. We all have the same, type of drive. There's a survival mechanism, but there's also a pleasure mechanism. Dopamine.
Yeah.
Simple as fuck. Most time people who are stuck on that kind of close to one-dimensional phase, the success of doing that one thing has wired their brain to be like, well, shit, if I just do that, everything I need can be solved by just getting this hit.
I mean,
I'll feel better off this hit. That goes with anime, sports, drugs,
Yeah.
fucking, that goes with everything.
Yeah,
Online
so,
shopping.
yeah, I still
oh God,
I still chip a little bit of my soul off every time I finish an anime. It's just like you just feel the little piece of your soul just chip off because you finished it and it's no more. It's done. It's forever. And then especially when stuff don't finish, like Berserk, and you be like, oh, I'll never see the end of that. Or
Hey, what's up, Phil?
Why that nigga right? Why
Hospital
you
Death,
looking
or Hunter x Hunter,
Yeah.
which I hope I see the end of. Or
Hey, bro.
every time I finish the episode, One Piece.
That's nonsense.
It could be the dopamine thing that he says. Maybe it's a thing like, it's weird when somebody like is like, hey, tell me about yourself, and automatically like, oh fuck, what am I? Like, what do I do? So maybe that's like a thing of like, oh, they don't know what else that they. I don't know.
Teacher Phil, I got an inquiry.
Yeah.
Mr. Cephas, I have an inquiry. Now, the reason I say, I ain't gonna say it's directly in contact with the struggle limits, but I believe it's a part of it in some kind of way. But because it stems off of the whole jealousy thing. Like they know this, and like Malcolm, you rap, you sing, draw, you make a good amount of money. So the first thing coming to you is like, have you got any bitches? He's like, your first eyes, no. That's where they got you at. I got bitches yesterday, you didn't. That's their win. You might not look at it like that, but that's what it is, bro. They try, it's a one-upness kind of thing.
What about the anime thing though? How did they win in that one?
Hey, bro, they know more than you.
Yeah, they know
Bro,
more
you a poser. You wearing this Goku shirt and you don't know shit, bro. You a poser.
Yeah, I'm one up in you in some kind of way.
Maybe the
Yeah, when was Spirited Away made?
Yeah,
bitch.
I can tell you.
I can tell you, nigga.
Okay.
Oh, you see that? You see that exact scene, bro? Who animated it? Yeah, bitch, I can
You
tell
ain't
you.
seen all the Marvel movies. You ain't seen Bad Horse Stick, bro.
Right.
I know you didn't. I know you
Ain't
didn't.
nobody see that.
Malcolm,
It's still a
you
movie.
literally made us watch
You
it.
didn't sit through it like I did.
I did.
We
I
slept
did.
through it. We slept through it.
He literally made us watch it.
I'm about to say, I don't even think we saw
You
it.
didn't watch with bated breath like I did.
I
We
didn't.
lit-
I
Malcolm,
was
don't lie. Your breath was not baby.
I was
I
saying,
hung on to all three words.
Malcolm, that was a cone, but that was not.
I'm just saying, I wasn't there.
I
I
hung
was
on.
letting you know we went to sleep. You missed nothing.
I hung on to all 6 words in the dialogue.
I was about to say, you thought
You said 6. You must forgot when Sue
You know the way
Storm
you reacted to Dragon
vomited.
Ball.
Oh.
No, you
The whole
deserved to react worse. Because there was nothing even funny about Fan Force.
No, I seen clips. I
It
was
was
like,
No, it wasn't yet.
Wait, so did we make Dust watch Dragon Ball Evolution?
Yeah, he was there.
And I
That
was
was
there the
actually
whole time.
funny though.
No, that was actually fun. Look, our heads hurt afterward.
Yeah.
Fan Force Stick was.
But Fan Force Stick was demonic.
Like
It was literally
Yeah,
fun.
you know what? Don't make a personality out of Fan Force Stick. Don't.
But when you have a
Hey,
strictly
They
Marvel,
gotta make a live action Avatar.
yeah, they are.
Well, this one might.
I seen the cast.
This
The
is
cast
cool.
look
Yeah,
pretty.
it looks.
I
We'll
don't
see.
trust
I'm
nobody.
so.
I'm interested in seeing the action
But
scenes. That's what I'm interested in.
And-
They can get those parts right.
bro, it's the whole
Benders to move on rock.
Gosh.
Thank you.
bro the
Thank
dance that fucking 3-minute
Thank you
dance
so
to
much.
move one rock
Thank you
by
so much.
6 people. I
It
don't
can never be tough.
Can
Can never be.
Couldn't be me though. Oh my goodness! But it's just one of those things where people just. It's like when people make Marvel, just Marvel, their entire personality.
Or DC.
Like I've seen
Yeah.
every
God.
Marvel and
Or
every
PlayStation.
DC film,
Or
but some
Xbox.
niggas refuse to watch any other
Yeah.
film. They were like, "Oh, you watched the DC film? Oh, you're not a true fan, Marvel fanboy." I was like, "Who gives a fuck?"
That's what I'm talking about. That's that one up.
Yeah, they're like,
Yeah.
I've seen every Marvel film there is,
Bro,
and it's
this
just
all
like
you talk
doesn't
to. That
matter.
junk's hilarious. I will do that to JoBell all day.
Like,
Because it's JoBell.
Imagine if
But
somebody.
if I was dead
only-
serious about it,
Yeah.
nah, that would be kind of weird.
Yeah, imagine if a friend you knew, they all out of all of DC, they only fuck with Batman.
JoBell.
They were like, "Yo, this he fucks with more than Batman. I can't put that on him. He likes more than one character."
Fuck it, I did.
You're a fucking
First
parent.
Goku, not Batman.
Yeah.
Hey,
But
bro.
imagine
I told you,
if
bro. I'm just a part of these trash fandoms. It's not who I am.
Sonic, you
But,
said Sonic earlier.
Oh,
man.
hey.
Sonic is
Hey.
on.
Not
Have y'all not? Have y'all?
We
not-
suffered enough.
Hey, chili dogs. Chili dogs.
But yeah, imagine if you just you only had Batman comics, you only watched the Batman films, and all you did was stack Batman merchandise.
Say, I am the night.
Like you had the Batman
Let me
mask.
present you with your G Fuel.
All you fuck with is Batman. Nothing else. No other characters. No other
Is that an
stories.
energy drink?
You only fuck with Batman and his catalog.
Peach rings.
Oh.
Oh, actually, I'm finna fuck
Yeah.
that up.
Sure.
No, man, I was finna that. I was.
Hey, can you give me a cup? I'm gonna have this in a cup and
Alright.
rest of Shaq.
Oh, just ask for something, you punk.
Oh, that's wild.
Is that a fuel?
Yeah.
3-way.
Somehow.
6 ways, bro.
6 ways.
6 ways.
Everyone gets away.
That's
Matter of fact, just put it on the black couch, bro.
Oh, Lord. I'm mad I even got that joke. I'm not right. 2 years ago, I wouldn't have got that joke. I get it now.
We should
Hey,
have
bro.
bought
Hey, bro.
I need one more cup for Jerry.
you got the Asgardian mug, bro.
I'll get that, Jerry.
Yo. Nah, they just
Yeah,
fine.
was and versions.
That is, I'm definitely
I'm saving that for Jerry. I ain't
Wait,
gonna
where-
worry, bro.
Where'd you find it?
I don't know, got this from somewhere.
Where'd you get that from?
Kroger.
Okay, I'm good.
The Asgardian.
I don't even care about it being G Fuel. I saw peach rings.
But
It's Sonic.
Sandy.
Sammy.
But I think Steph does have a good point. Maybe they do get some kind of like just mental, just like, well, I might not be able to do this. I might not look as good as you physically or clothes wise. I may not have, the lifestyle that you have. But at least I know that I'm true to myself by knowing DC stuff. And you're a poser. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
That's what I don't get. It's like
You'll never get it.
if you're lacking in an area, you should try to improve in that area.
That's
You
that is what you should do.
You should.
So let me, and this is even gonna sound even more Weber than anything else that's weed. So basically, in Japan, it is a common trope that kids entering junior high enter this thing called MC complex, and that's
you're talking about the Chunibyo thing.
Yeah.
Oh, Chuny niggas.
So basically, that's basically what those pretty much everybody that does the things we're talking about, they do. They see the reality as themselves being the MC, being better than all those people around them. Why? Because they are dead focused on whatever they've tied their whole entire identity to.
Even like to me, even if you did that, you should personally make it so. Don't fucking stop at thinking it. I want to.
No, that's their reality. They feel like they already are the best,
like
whether they are or not.
Like even if you choose, like I chose, I was like, I want to be the main character of my story. I know I'm not the main character of everybody's story. If you're not the main character of your story, I'll be like, bro, what is wrong with you? You should at least feel like it, even if it's like, okay, well, I'm not as good as everybody in every area. You don't have to be.
No, what he's talking about is delusion.
Yeah.
You're talking about just self-confidence.
Yeah.
That nigga talking
The
about just
delusion
straight.
is they are the there's one story.
Shit just revolves
There's only
around
one story,
me.
and they're the MC.
But
Not everybody has their own story to tell.
But even like when I was like heavy, like, oh yeah, I really love anime. I was like, oh, I feel like I'm the main character. I can do anything I want. But even in that, it should eventually like, it evolves. Like, okay, what do main characters do? They're confident, outgoing. Even if they're not, they at least are confident in themselves when things come up. Oh, well, you can be well dressed. Oh, you can be talented in some way. But to not have anything and think you're better than everybody else, that's where you get fucked up.
And I'm gonna put it to you
You're not confident in any field.
I'm gonna put it to you in another, I guess, nerdy term. Think about it as this. Think about it as you are on Prime Earth. You have no idea that the multiverse exists.
Yeah.
You are Prime Earth, but Phil's Earth too. Dallas is Earth 52.
He's the ultimate.
But you have no idea that those universes exist. Why? Because you are so wrapped up in your own scientific theory of this can only be one Earth. This is the only Earth. I am on it, and I'm the best person on said Earth.
And that's when it becomes whack. Because it becomes unfun.
So when's the convergence happen?
The convergence.
When it's convergence happens, when you run into when they run into that person that they can't seem to convince that I'm the MC, and you looking at them like, no, I'm the MC, and they're like, you're really not an MC out there, bro.
And that's what I like to see, bro. I like to run into people like
There
that.
we go.
I mean, because you see me bust people's delusion, bro. Like I was the villain in somebody's story, bro, and I didn't even know.
So my theory of when the convergence happens, I have a whole terminology for this.
Oh, for people who don't know what convergence is, that's when your little multiverse meets another multiverse, and your shit crumble.
I mean, y'all seen Multiverse of Madness, right?
Well, you doing what them niggas do.
Oh, damn, you're right. I assume.
You don't-
You one of them.
Hey,
Get
they
out.
found me.
Get out.
We don't know the audience, so we got.
Oh, God, they found me.
Anyway, I was gonna say,
4K.
I always say realization is a hell of a drug. That's one of my phrases because it's like, damn, bruh. It's like you know they say, what is it? Rick James said cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Right.
Realization is a hell of a drug. It's like, damn, you don't understand it until it hits you at a very specific time.
Yeah.
Some people will be like, oh, there's no way he knows more than that. Like a person like him, he couldn't know that. Or a person like him, they couldn't know that. And then they run into you and you actually do know that shit that they're talking about.
Probably better than them.
But that shit
They
don't.
feel his niche.
I feel like that doesn't matter unless they leave themselves open
Yeah.
to even being, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because to a certain extent, you can meet a nigga that, you know, let's say that they just assume by the way you look, by the way you whatever, like, oh, he doesn't know anything. And then you're like, oh yeah, man, dude, I love such and such. Man, I love Attack on Titan. I love what they have to have themselves open enough to even, because they could just like not even be like, oh, whatever, it's not, you know. That's not, because they're like y'all saying, like they're stuck in that cycle. Like the niggas who to this day still complain about Sakura 15 years later. I don't care who is best girl.
Trash.
But you are.
You're trash.
I say you're trash.
You have to.
No,
But
Like,
that you're
come to
still.
no, get a life.
That you're still
To
really
even
wrapped
come to
up in that.
conclusion, you have to ignore all of her accomplishments. So I wouldn't even want to hear their side of the story anyway.
I'm about to say that's what I said. They're trash.
But just like on what we're
You have
talking
to be
about,
like, yep, I'll cut it. I'll
If
cut
you
it.
think Hinata
It's so
is
weird.
best girl and she will
especially, all right,
you're
yeah.
smoking pipes, bro. You're smoking
Come
pipes.
on.
You have to do a lot.
Season
of
1, Hinata really.
Hinata wasn't best girl since she became mom, bro.
Yeah.
When she became mom, she was shut
She
down.
was.
She was shutting down Hokages. She was shutting down Suzukages. She was slapping everybody. She was putting everybody in their place. That's when Hinata became best girl, bro.
I didn't watch no Naruto doing that college.
Trust me, bro. She became woman. She
No,
became woman.
but people are still angry, not from, you know what I mean, like,
oh, because they see themselves in Naruto.
right, they
She
see
said
themselves
that-
in Naruto.
She said that if
And
Naruto.
because she didn't reciprocate his feelings, they took that on. And again, if you're like 13, if you're 13, that's just immaturity, and I get that. But I still see people online,
Bro, being 30 plus doing that is crazy.
and you're
Yeah.
still angry about that.
Crazy.
You still have a chip on your shoulder.
Keep in mind, when she said that in Naruto, they were fucking 16. Not even that. So I'm like, bro, you're mad at, first of all, these children are children fighting in a war. They are basically child soldiers fighting a war or about to fight a war, and you're mad at their interaction?
It's kind of
And then you're mad at it for years?
For a year.
I'm like, nigga, and not to mention, I'm like, that's the way the artist wanted to portray the fucking story. You don't have a say. This is his job, none of yours.
I'm about to say, you can say whether you like it.
No,
You can
yeah,
say
I
that.
like it.
But-
But changing the outcome
Yeah,
is never gonna happen. Especially it's solid in stone.
Which
He's
is
not
why-
gonna change his mind.
Which is why I'm still mad that they killed that dude.
Yeah, they did.
For no reason, in my opinion.
Hey,
It was
they
shot
rolled the
value. What are you talking
dice.
about?
They rolled the dice. They said, "Look, we can't lose any niggas too important,
Yeah, that-
but we also
Yeah,
can't."
First of all, Darian just got done
Yeah.
dying.
I know
Just
that. Look,
died.
Just got done dying.
And I was like, oh, they gotta kill.
they have a
They
meeting,
were like, yo, technically they didn't have to kill anybody. We all know they didn't have to kill anybody, but it was like,
but
I mean,
it's a
he
war.
was important enough to die,
It's- right.
and Naruto missed them, but not so
Not so
important
important
that
that we
everybody
lose.
will hate us.
Guy Sensei could've-
Guy says they could have died,
Yeah,
but
That would have been important enough.
that would have been.
technically
And he
he's
just
a
had a big
side
moment.
character.
No.
Guy,
No, he just had a big
Lee
moment.
could have died.
No,
But they-
Oh, God,
but
nah,
he's
that
more
was-
I'm
violent.
about to say, if Shippuden, Guy had much more
He did.
of moving the story along than Neji did.
Yeah.
Guy got a lot more screen time than Shippuden than Neji did. So once again, Guy could have died
He
and
could have.
Neji could have stayed alive. If anything, I think Shikamaru's dad dying was a big deal. Only reason why I do think Ino's dad dying was pretty. It wasn't heavy enough because we didn't have enough investment.
the only thing I say
It
that
was
kind of
because he
debunks
was
what y'all
supposed to
saying,
be in
he need to
generation.
lose a comrade, somebody
Yeah.
of equal
Because
value.
it's a war.
Yeah.
You know what
And
I'm
he was like, Guy
So
is from a
one of
different
it,
generation.
one of his comrades had to go.
I mean,
And
Yeah.
it has to be at the
So-
out of the nine.
And, yeah, it had to be out of 9. So what you want, Sheena, Ikacho, I
Who the
mean,
fuck is gonna cry if Tintin dies?
Nobody.
or Shino, who's going to?
No.
I mean, I would have said it to Tintin.
But I mean, it obviously had to be somebody that.
Right.
It was
but no, but see,
it had to have been the niggas he interact with the most.
I think the fact that somebody from his generation had to die.
They didn't have to.
No. What I'm talking about is what Shaq just said. The fact that somebody in their generation had to die in order to show the war had any type of significance was bad writing in itself.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
No,
But
obviously.
they had backed
That's why I
themselves.
think-
But they ain't want to speak on. They had already wrote themselves into he needs to lose a comrade.
Yeah, so like that's the trash part about it for me.
Not like he didn't lose enough people to begin with. But
Because
I
yeah.
mean,
Okay, well, okay. This
all right, so hold on. If we're going there, it's a war. What?
yeah.
Niggas don't come back from
maybe
it.
this is a different episode. That maybe this is a different episode, and me and Shaq will be on the pro niggas dying.
No,
Niggas gotta go.
I'm fine with people dying, but
I'm fine with
Kamina, that nigga had to go. And I fucking love Kamina.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm fine with people dying in the story, but my thing is, Neji's dying was so mad face value.
I agree.
It was so.
Oh no,
mad
yeah,
face
no.
value.
It was no setup.
Exactly. It was no setup. And we
And
didn't
then I
see-
agree with you.
If I said we didn't even see the we didn't see how he even affected his home life or his family life.
Right.
Because that was his whole entire character thing. So that was the trash part. I was thinking more so that the war should have been more of the sins of the past coming back to bite people in the face. So I was like, if we had significant older people dying, like maybe Kakashi could have bit the bullet, I think that would have been kind of a big deal.
Nah,
You know what I'm saying?
no way.
No, listen, I'm not.
No,
talking
I
about-
agree with you.
The way the story played out, Kakashi can't go, bro.
No, that's why.
No, I agree with you. That would have been dope. It's just
And
they would have
literally
never.
already killed Kakashi.
They
In the
kinda
pain arc?
did, but
He literally died in pain arc.
he kind of did, but
Nah,
Along
they
with everybody.
revived him immediately.
I'm about to say I can't say that count.
I mean, I agree with you,
Yeah, I
but he
think-
literally already
They
died.
could have killed Konohamaru. That was.
Yeah, I would go off of what Jared said. This is like time and place. Like how perfect is that? But how Itachi died originally was a great time and place. Horrible story still, in my opinion. But
I don't disagree with y'all. niggas.
Yes.
I'm giving you the through line.
yeah,
Naruto, Sasuke, Chunin. I mean, Naruto, Neji, Chunin exams.
Yeah.
Neji, other than Sasuke, other than Who else?
Sasuke and Lee.
Matter of fact, he only linked with like 3 people out of the 9. If you really want to look at it, he's only had a significant impact that significantly impacted him and them with only 3 other ninja. It was Sasuke, Neji, and maybe
I would say more so Rock Lee over Neji though.
no.
Yeah, he had more of a close relationship with
I'm not talking about a close relationship. I'm talking about impacted how they view the world.
Okay, well I get that, but I can't get how
He
Neji is so significant to the writers when once again we don't even see that much Neji and Naruto interaction. Besides,
I'm saying that's all they had to write with that could even possibly make any type of change. I agree with you. They wrote it horribly. I'm not saying they did. The through line is the through line, though.
We should have a special episode.
Your post.
We should have a special episode where I feel like we definitely lost the lead.
Oh, we definitely lost the lead because we're talking about personalities.
Yeah, we've definitely lost.
but
But
that segue from you talking about people still complaining about soccer.
that's what. Yeah, I think this should be like
Oh, no,
a
no,
special
we
episode.
definitely-
Bro, that's
Because-
why I got quiet, bro.
I
Whenever
think-
y'all talk about anime, like I'll just be over there.
Yeah, we get it. You cool as fuck and you don't fumble. Shit.
You're a poser.
God.
Now you know how
Man, take off that Inuyasha shirt. Nigga.
Yeah, now
They ain't
you
gonna
know
talk
how
about it.
Malcolm and Phil felt when you was talking about R&B and they didn't know.
Hey, nigga. No, nigga. Leave the shirt on, nigga. I was playing.
Ain't no fucking leather nigga.
Oh yeah, Shaq, you should get on to him for talking about R&B when you wasn't around.
Oh,
I mean,
He's
yeah.
still holding
I
Spider.
was
Does-
talking about soccer when I wasn't around.
Hey, bro, I guess you
Hey,
tit for
bro.
tat, bro.
Exactly.
I told him
Exactly.
that. I told him
I
that.
didn't disagree.
I was about to say. I
Really?
told him.
So you go
I'm gonna
be
show
paid
up
on
and do a
purpose.
podcast.
Like you know good and well.
And
You
I'm
know.
gonna just look soulfully into the camera like this. So the whole I'm gonna do 30 minutes. 30 minutes straight.
How much time we got?
Oh,
No, we almost an hour.
oh really?
Yeah, we're almost an hour. Oh, matter of fact, we might as well go ahead and wrap it since we lost the lead.
Okay, no. Let's even. Do you believe that people who complain
No,
about
hey,
soccer?
Derek, we got time. We got time for another one. So let's
I'm
wrap
about
it.
to ask. Do you think they like women? I'm about to say I don't think they do.
Of course not.
That's
There's no possible.
That's a different.
There's no
That's
possible
a
way.
different conversation.
That's a
Waifu niggas definitely don't like women, period.
Yeah, we should have a waifu episode.
Hey, Phil, why do you think I'm trying to wrap this?
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
So, hey, you know, even though we lost the lead, I think it's really
All right,
important.
hold up. What advice would you give to somebody who you think is living a one-dimensional life? Whatever. Just give advice.
That's wrong.
Just give advice.
That's wrong.
Shaq, give advice.
I was,
Shaq, give advice.
Listen
I
to
was-
Just do it.
Listen to James. Why are you holding up this Shaq? Jesus.
anyways,
Give
the
advice.
advice.
Give the advice, Shaq.
Hey, there are more multiverses. Open your motherfucking brains.
And hug Shaq. If you have a chance.
And sit on his lap.
He's got love in arms.
I know. No.
That's the worst callback I've heard today.
I was literally being serious by hugging you.
That's a good callback. That's a bad callback.
I ain't sitting on your lap, Shaq. I know
No,
you
you're
don't want
not.
me to anyway. I know you don't want me to.
You gotta heal it all.
Anyways, like I said though, you're not Prime Earth. Okay, there are multiple multiverses in the entire world. It doesn't revolve around you. The second you can look out and appreciate other people's life and that they've walked a path that may be more treacherous, maybe more happier than yours. The day you can look at your life and see it as a unique earth of its own is the day you will become a better person.
Phil, advice.
Yeah. Don't.
Yeah.
Hey, all right.
Good advice.
Yeah, that's advice, bro.
Bitch, go outside, touch bread. Bitch.
Stuff advice. No. Stuff. Go ahead.
Now let me stop.
He said, yeah.
Shit, fuck it. Mom, go ahead. Go ahead, Mom. No, go ahead, Mom. Go ahead, Mom.
I wanted to go, man.
I was gonna come back around. You fucking roll.
Go ahead and give your advice so I can give real advice.
Oh my god. Yeah, bro. Please, like, go
said it
do
again.
something. You're trash. Please, for the love of God, don't be one-dimensional because, like, having more dimensions, not only you're gonna be like happier, but you're gonna get the thing that you end up wanting, which is more connection and whatever. So please, for the love of God, don't be just one guy. There's nothing wrong with being passionate. There's nothing wrong with loving something, with being, you know what I mean, with enjoying something. But like, you are a like multi-dimensional person, so like, please just have more than one like hobby.
Always go out and fight monkeys or snakes.
All right, so you leading, so.
Like I said, real advice. Learn yourself. Basically figure out what you like to do outside of this one thing. Like if you like the art style of manga and anime, maybe you would love to learn how to draw. Try that. Or maybe you would just learn martial arts if you like the fighting sequences that you see in anime or manga. Or even then, if you like sports, maybe you can learn how to like maybe I can shoot threes like Steph. Maybe I can like throw spirals like Tom Brady. But bro, like I said, learn yourself outside of this one thing. There's other things besides this one thing. Just never stop growing. Always learn yourself and go outside and touch grass.
Go outside and touch.
Steph, run us up, man. What you got?
You know, learn from the people around you. That's a good one. Learn from the people around you. Learn how to directly work on better yourself in every way that you could find. You know what I'm saying? Like going off there, you want to draw, right? I would say work on working out and definitely drink water and definitely touch grass. That's all.
My advice
Yeah.
is
Make sure that niggas hate you.
beyond that.
You even disagree with that?
Beyond that, curate your life to make it as close to what you want it to be as possible. Take a checklist of the things you want in life, write them down if you have to, fucking get a vision board if you need to, and just like whatever you see yourself as, you can take a break, sit away from everybody, and just come up with something that's like, oh, this is me. I want to be this. The future you, whoever it could be, whoever you want to be. You don't even got to be that now. You ain't got to have a set guideline. Just make sure you got a path of checklist that, oh, I want to be that. I want to be him. That guy. I want to be him. And just like, oh, I'm going to go on the path to be him. Just don't be kind of aimless. Just curate yourself to be who you want to be and not who you is right now. Or if you like, oh, I kind of enjoy who I am right now, but I can be better in certain areas, curate those areas.
Yes.
You going next?
Neck you, bro.
He just texted me, right?
Come on, next.
You next.
I would hope that first of all, anybody who's listening to any of this advice realize that you simply being a human being, you already multi-dimensional. So the fact that you lean into one dimension makes you low-key delusional already. G Fuel was fire. Also, I would hope that you realize being one dimensional makes you very nearsighted, so you can miss out on a lot of internal and external lessons for yourself and people around you. Because you only see yourself in a certain way. Like I said last episode, I could have spoke up to old girls just to get answers, and that would have really benefited me a lot earlier than waiting till I'm 30 years old to really be comfortable in my own skin if I was just willing to step outside myself. So I believe that being one-dimensional is very nearsighted. So you be doing yourself and anybody who cares about you a disservice being one-dimensional. It usually helps yourself and others because we're communal creatures. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with being passionate. I say be passionate, but let that passion lead to some understanding. Why do you like Goku more than everybody else? Please don't say it because he's popular. Because then you're a bot. Nobody likes a bot. Nobody likes a bot.
Hey, well, fuck all this like
Tutti philosophical, Phil.
Well, no, all this tutti frutti shit. You know what I'm saying? We already know what makes you good in life.
You said what, Chan?
We already know what makes you like get money, get whole. You know what I'm saying, man? Fuck all the haters. In fact, like, nigga, you already know they hate you.
I thought he said something else. We'll say it out of camera.
All right, with that, yo, with all that, we will say, hey, bro, go be philosophical. Touch some grass. We'll see y'all later.
We gon' make a way and make it out. Told the fam that we gon' be okay. It ain't no doubt, no more stressing about what bills to pay. We'll be straight, it's okay.